What's up, Lokies? Welcome to the video. So I was reading comment from the last video, even the ones that said don't read this comment, but I still continued and stumbled across this one. Can you please stop calling it Ravana? They mentioned when they introduced this bot as being an Indian bot, and I'm sure you definitely know which it is in the Indian epic. And I was like, okay, so is it the one from Ramayana? Yes, I'm familiar with the figure, but I didn't. Okay, wait. That ended up before I narrated the whole comment. Oh, I see, I forgot to type new. Anyways, I went back to the hellhole to verify and I figured it was this video, so I started watching, and about at 40 minutes mark they said something like this.
Baya. How did you pick the name Ravana? Yeah, so we already told you that when we're choosing names for new robots, usually we choose it like all Pixonic chooses it. So we've got an internal vote, we've got different options, different variations, and the option that gathers most of the voices is going to the live server. So Ravana, we wanted to make an Indian robot for a lot of time.
Yes.
And it was the perfect name for this robot. So that's why we've chosen it.
It's really stuck with his ability.
Yes,
and with
exactly.
Visuals. So yeah, it's Ravana.
Stan said Pixonic wanted to add an Indian robot for a long time, so it was the perfect name. And this other guy, who is it again? It stacked up his ability and visuals, so it's Ravana. I think that's what he said. Actually, I had to slow down the video to understand what he's saying. But guess what? It's Ravan, not Ravana. Yeah, Ravan is the right pronunciation. Well, I just got to realize too, and it adds a regret to my life, I guess. Why, you ask? Well, for 2 years I was always apologizing for my wrong pronunciation because my English is weak. I'm really not sure about the pronunciation. I'm sorry for the pronunciation. Is that what you call it? Arachnid Invader? I hope I'm reading that right. But in previous video, I had the perfect opportunity to pronounce a word which I didn't had to apologize, but now it's gone. So I'm sorry for my pronunciation in last video. So with that said, it's time to look at the design of the Ravan robot that we have in War Robots. So I made a video 7 months ago of top 5 designs where I told you about the origin of the robots and then how much the design on game resembles from that origin. So this is kind of a follow-up video of that, but it's only for the Ravan. So starting from the origin, Ravan was the 10-headed demon king of Lanka. I'm starting with this one because it's not mentioned in the Wikipedia and it was in the story. I guess they have not added in Wiki due to some controversy. Ravan is depicted and described as having 10 heads, although sometimes he's shown to have 9 heads because he has sacrificed a head to convince Shiva. Shiva is a deity, a god of Hindus. Another thing that's not written is Ravan is depicted as having 20 arms, which you can see in this statue, but somehow it's not written again. He's said to have possessed the nectar of immortality, which was stored inside his belly thanks to a celestial boon by Brahma. Brahma is again a deity and a god of Hindus. Okay, I think that will be enough about the origin and the depiction of Ravan in the origin. Now looking at the robot's design, it resembles almost nothing from that. I mean, from the top 5 design video that I mentioned, in that if you see all the robots that I added, they all had a lot of resemblance from their origin. So this one, I think the only closest to something resembling from the origin is the phase shift, because you do get invincible for 3 seconds with the phase shift, right? So that's kind of like invincible equals to immortality, at least for 3 seconds. I mean, they cannot make the whole robot immortal. That will be totally annoying. And it doesn't have 10 heads. I don't want it to have 10 heads. That will be crazy again for in the game, but I'm just comparing the origin and this robot design here. It also don't have 20 arms, like 20 weapon slot or anything like that. So now when in the dev stream they said it stack up his ability and visual or something like that, I think they meant to say it's similar to the visual of Ravan and ability of Ravana. Like probably they meant phase shift as immortality, so that's kind of similar. Okay, but for the visual, of course, it don't have 10 heads or 20 weapons as I mentioned. So I think probably they meant is the golden armor looking, the look of it, because from what I have seen and know, like golden armor, golden chariot, flying chariot, actually those are some very popular depiction from any Indian mythology, not just Ramayana. So like for reference, well, there are a lot of TV shows which I can't find any clips from. Even if I do, I think I will get claimed. So I saw this Mickey Mouse shorts. It's like an animated show. It's on YouTube. So there was one episode called Mumbai Madness. So in the end, Mickey drops his tuk-tuk or rickshaw, whichever helps you understand which vehicle I'm talking about. And then it's actually a pond, a sacred pond in a temple. So then it turns into a flying chariot looking tuk-tuk or rickshaw. So yeah, this is like example of like, that's how Indian mythologies are depicted, to have like golden. So you get what I'm trying to say, right? So that's why I think they made this golden armor look. The knee you can see, and also on the sides this. So I think, yeah, that's what they meant by visual. That's how it's visually similar to Ravan from the Ramayans. So yeah, I guess those are the only resemblance of its design from its origin. Now I wish there were some more references like the 10 head. If they can't add 10 head, they could have like made it that it will make 10 after images while dashing in that phase shift mode. That would have been very cool. Now if Robots was a well balanced game with good business model, I don't want to go too deep into this. But what I'm saying, if it was a game like that, I would have suggested some idea and would have loved to see something like that. But yeah, since it's not, that's just a wish about its design only, about the design of Ravan. Now about the best design, I think I will still consider Arjun being the best design, because see, dragons are like very popular mythical creature. You have seen them in a lot of movies, and in all of them they are depicted as, you know, breathing fire from their mouth and things like that. So if you see Arjun's design, yes, it resembles a lot of that. Maybe it's not that much connected to its origin like the Arjun from the Dragon King of the Four Seas, that Chinese mythology. Maybe it's not that connected just like this Ravan, but I don't know about that. So yeah, I still consider Arjun as the best design. Like, that's just my personal, you know, opinion. So it was something different. I hope you enjoyed. So if you did, please don't forget to drop a like, and next one will be definitely a gameplay. I wanted to post the skirmish video today, but I don't know, this video I was just fascinated to make this one. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in my next video.